What's up guys, it's Cody here, and today in this video we're going to be talking about a couple of different things in regards to Apple. But before we get into that, I want to do another AirPod giveaway. You guys seem to like AirPod giveaways. I like to give away AirPods, so I figured why not do another one. So in order to enter into this giveaway, all you have to do is leave a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed, and then leave a comment down in the comments below. I'll announce a winner on Instagram in 2 weeks, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description below for you guys, and that's all there is to it. Somebody will win some AirPods in 2 weeks. All right, so now let's get into the biggest news that hit the Apple rumor mill this past week, and that is that the brand new, soon to be released AirPod case will not only have wireless charging, but will also be able to wirelessly charge your iPhone with the case. So you would literally have this case right here, and then you take your phone, put it on top of your wireless case, and it would start charging. How freaking dope would that be? That would be awesome. Whoa, that was close. Just don't charge it like that. It's a bad idea. So, I mean, like right now, this case does not receive nor transmit wireless charging. It also has a pretty small battery in it. So the battery in this thing is only about 398 milliamp hours, which is not gonna be that great if you're trying to charge your iPhone on it, because your iPhone has a much larger battery than that. So with a battery like this, it's really good for charging your AirPods, several times without having to charge the case. But if you're trying to put a sizable dent in the charge or the battery life of your iPhone, 398 milliamp hours is not really gonna do a whole lot. It would be good in a pinch, but I think at the same time, if Apple's gonna be using this as a wireless charger for your iPhone, they're probably gonna shove a bigger battery in this thing. Now, I'm not sure if this is the first of its kind, but having a wireless charger, which is also wireless, sounds like a pretty awesome idea to me. Now, of course, the details haven't been fleshed out just yet, so it's very possible that you would have to plug in your AirPod case in order for it to transmit a wireless charge to your iPhone. But if you didn't have to plug it in and you could literally have this puck in your pocket, pop it out at any time and place your iPhone on it to charge, that would be awesome. Either way, even if you had to plug it in, it'd be like having a wireless charging pad in your pocket at all times if you carry around your AirPods. It would also possibly make things a little bit cheaper if they kept the same price range at around $160 for these AirPods. Then you're also getting a wireless charging pad inside of it. You get a little more bang for your buck. But of course, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if they raise the price of the wireless charging case with AirPods up to around 200 bucks. But it goes without question that Apple is investing heavily into wireless charging, which is a great thing for the entire market, just because they're probably gonna come out with something that is amazing. And even though they're late to the game in terms of supporting wireless charging on their phones, I have a pretty good feeling they're gonna change the game with the new wireless charging products they're coming out with. I mean, if you guys remember last year, Apple announced AirPower. So if you're not familiar with AirPower, basically what it's gonna do is charge your iPhone, charge your Apple Watch, and charge your AirPods case all at the exact same time. But again, that was announced last year. Where the hell is that thing? There were a lot of rumors that it was gonna be released in March of this year. Obviously not. So what happened to this thing? Well, apparently Apple ran into some technical hurdles developing AirPower because they were running into a lot of overheating issues when they were charging the device. And there was a lot of complex circuitry going on in there. And this really is going to be the first of its kind. Now, the cool thing about this is that you're supposed to be able to place your phone, your Apple Watch, and your charging case anywhere on the mat. There doesn't have to be a specific type of configuration for these things, which makes it even that much better. So, I mean, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, I can't tell you how much I hate my Apple Watch charger. It's just ugly. I haven't been able to find anything that I really want to spend money on that I want like on my bedside table. So right now I still just have the actual cord, and I wear my watch every single day. So I still just use the charger that it came with from Apple, and while it's ugly, it works. But if you guys have found any cool Apple Watch stands or anything like that, let me know in the comments and I'll check them out. So while the AirPower mat sounds awesome, it's still not out. And since the idea has been out there for an entire year, of course, third parties are gonna take advantage of that idea, and they're gonna put out products that do somewhat of the same thing. It's gonna be an inferior product, but they're out right now. So there's been a lot of clones being made by third-party companies to take advantage of the idea while Apple takes their precious time in releasing the product. Now, of course, they're not gonna be as good as what Apple comes out with when they come out with AirPower. But at the same time, they're out right now. They're cheaper than what AirPower is going to be, which I think is gonna be like $200. Now, of course, third-party chargers aren't going to be as good as AirPower. They're not gonna put as much R&D into the actual product. They're literally just trying to take advantage of the gap between the announcement of AirPower and the release of AirPower. People are wanting the product right now. Even if it doesn't work as good, people are going to buy it because they want it right now. So I went ahead and I bought a clone. Now this thing is like 40 bucks. I haven't tested it yet. I want to test it in this video, and let's see how well this thing stacks up to an unreleased AirPower. Of course, it's not going to work near as well, and I highly doubt that this is going to allow you to put the phones and the Apple Watch anywhere on the pad. There's probably a specific place you have to put the Apple Watch, because you know it's that magnetic induction. But I thought for like 38 bucks, it's worth trying out. Of course, I'll put a link in the description below for this thing, but let's take a look and see how well it does. So here's the back of the box, and you can see 3-in-1 fast wireless charging right here. Of course, we don't have an AirPods case that we can use to test this out, just because there's no wirelessly chargeable AirPods case. So we're gonna use an iPhone 10, another iPhone 10, and then the Apple Watch, possibly in the middle. I assume there's gonna be like a little divot for your Apple Watch to fit in. I don't know yet because I haven't unboxed this, but you can see the input is 5 volts. The output is between 5, 7.5, and 10 watts. And then the output for the watch is gonna be 2 watts. But again, this is third party. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna see how well it does and see if it actually works at all. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. And I'm not really anticipating this thing to work too terribly well. I would assume that it's going to actually charge everything. I just think it's gonna charge pretty dang slow. I guess we'll find out here soon enough. And I think the charger is actually giving us a 30-watt power brick to power all these. So here you can see the iPhone. We have an Android phone, and then the Apple Watch right there in the middle. So let's get this box off. All right, so as I expected, it has a little place for your watch to fit right in. And very plastic. It even has, looks like some ventilation so it doesn't overheat. Let's see what it says in the back. Same thing that we got on the back of the box. Doesn't feel terribly premium or anything like that. Very plasticky, but let's test it out and see what else we have in the box here. We have some instructions. Here's the power brick. So this is the 9-volt right here. So we'll plug that in and see what else we got. I doubt there's anything else in here. No, nothing else. All right, so we're just gonna plug it in here and give it a shot. So I'll put the phone on first, or sorry, the Apple Watch. See if that starts charging. Okay, that's charging. Here is iPhone 10. Okay, that's charging. And then let's try this one. Okay, well, they're all charging for sure, so at least it works. Okay, so it's gotta be it's pretty particular. Looks like it needs to be pretty close to the center there, or it's not going to charge. So if it's right there, yeah, it stops charging. Yeah, so right there. So basically, you can use the lens at the back as kind of a guide. You can see it's not charging, but if you pull the lens all the way down, it'll start charging there. I mean, at least everything is charging. That's a good sign. But now the question is how fast is it charging? So what I want to do is I'm going to leave this phone charging on this wireless pad, and then I'm going to get another phone and put it on another wireless charging pad just to see how fast the charging is. So I'm going to do this for like 30 minutes or so and then just see how well it does, and I'll come back and give you the results. All right, so I just pulled in my iAudi charger. This is the one that I've been using for a while. It's 7.5 watts, and I just keep it on my bedside table and I use it, all the time. There's also a bigger one of these that has a USB in the back as well. It's just the regular iAudi wireless charger, and I use that one at my desk at work. But this is the one that I use at home, and it's a 7.5 watt wireless charger. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description below. But I'm just going to use my iPhone 10, my daily driver. I was going to use an iPhone 8, but I wanted to compare apples to apples. So what I did was I drained this battery down to 73%, and this one is at 9%, as you can see right there. So I'll drop the 9% phone onto this new wireless charger, and then I'll drop the 73% one on this iAudi charger, and then we'll just see how well or how fast these charge up after 30 minutes. All right, so it's been 30 minutes, or it's actually been 31 minutes at this point. You can see this is at 21%, so that means that it got 12% charge in that 31 minutes. If we come over here, this was at 73%, and it's only gotten 4% charge in that 31 minutes. So that's kind of surprising. What I want to do is actually have this a little bit closer to the same amount of charge. I think that's probably gonna give us a little bit better comparison. So let me try to do that. All right, so we're back, and I have both of these iPhones really close they're actually both at 50% now. So we should get a more accurate reading in terms of how much they get charged in the next 30 minutes. So let's give it another shot and let's see how it goes. All right, so we're back and it's been about 30 minutes. So let's find out how well these chargers did. So it looks like we're at, and just so you guys know, I turned airplane mode on both of these right after I stopped recording, just so there was no issue with that. So it looks like this is at 65% and this is at 64%. Really pretty close in comparison between the two. Now, let's see what happens if we actually put both of these phones on this charging pad, and we'll come back in about 15 minutes just to see what happens. All right, so for the last test, we did a 15-minute timer. This one was at 65% and this one was at 64%. So after 15 minutes, you can see this one's at 71% and this one's at 70. So they pretty much stayed at the exact same and they continue to go up. This one went up 5% and this one went up 5% in those 15 minutes. So when we compare the two, we did a 15-minute timer and they gained 5% each. When we did a 30-minute timer, when there was only one phone on this one and then one phone on this one, they gained 14 and 15% each. So if we were getting the same amount of charge, then we should have gotten around 7 to 7.5%, and we only got 5. So obviously the more devices you have on this charging pad, the less amount of power you're gonna get to each of those devices that you have on the charging pad. But honestly, it's really not that big of an issue. Of course, it is gonna be a little bit slower, but if you're putting your phone on there at night, because if you're going to sleep for, 6 to 8 hours a night, then you're gonna be able to have your phones and your Apple Watch or whatever devices you have on here completely charged. So if you're holding out for AirPower, I definitely recommend doing so. It's gonna be a better product, but at the same time, if you want something right now, this is actually not a bad alternative, and it's only 38 bucks. So if you wanna check it out, I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to click on. Same thing for the iAudio if you wanna check that one out as well. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you guys wanna stay up to date with everything Apple as well as any other tech that I wanna cover, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you guys wanna enter in that giveaway, remember to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment in the comments below, and that winner will be announced on Instagram in 2 weeks. Good luck to you if you enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next video.